many times I got to let you know? The things you do to me, I cannot let you go. How many times I got to let you know? The way you do me, girl, I cannot let you go. Honey, girl, you are killing me, sweetie girl, you are killing me, How many times I need to let you know? The things you do, I cannot let you go. Baby, how many times I got to let you know?
Hello viewer, welcome to another episode of Trade. This is your favorite program that we bring to you people in business, people that engage in business. We talk about business. The program today would bring to you a young entrepreneur, a young farmer. This is nobody, but I would like him to introduce himself to you. You are welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, my viewers and everybody. My name is Mr. Charles Kadi. I am an entrepreneur, a fish farmer by profession, and agribusiness.
Agribusiness.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, you engage yourself in farming business. I know it's not that easy job,
Yeah.
but can you tell us what motivated you to start the business?
Okay. Actually, I'm a trained fisheries. I studied fisheries from the University of Maiduguri. I graduated in 2012, and I had some practical knowledge in fish production and other agri businesses. So after a little while, after my youth service, I applied for several jobs without getting a slot. So I just decided to now go into agriculture. I started by registering my company back in 2012, and then started doing consultation in different farms, establishing fish farms for people, and then managing it, running hatchery programs, and then going out to do extra courses to learn. So over time, I now discovered that it was a very good opportunity to earn a good living, even without the government job, and then to enjoy my profession. So I think that was how I started, and I started developing interest in agri productions.
Now, you said you just felt like to start something for yourself after trying several times for work, maybe from government. But when you try, I know you tried harder, but you couldn't get one, and you felt like you must create something for yourself. Now, how does the whole process start?
Actually, as an entrepreneur, especially in Nigeria, it's not easy to start. But there's something I always believe, that you can always start with what you have from where you are.
Yes.
By the time you'll be waiting for huge resources to now start what you want to do, I think you will be only wishing on your visions. So after my youth service, the little I could put together in terms of cash, I just started in a very small scale. With the little I get from consultancy, gradually from the profit I was turning them over, and then before I knew it, it was becoming a full-scale business, and I now got opportunities to now start applying for the company for grants and loans. There were a lot of federal government programs that were going on around that time. You win. Unfortunately, I could not get you in, and fortunately for me now, I was able to be enrolled in the ESP Youth Entrepreneurship Support Program of the Bank of Industry. And when they came around and they saw what I was doing, my hatchery and everything, they were impressed, and I was awarded some amount of up to 5 million naira, so that I could expand my business, and then I can employ other youths and train other youths in agri-business. So far, so good. Business is going well, and I think it's the right way to go. And I am thinking that this opportunity is a very huge one, and I appreciate God for making that decision.
You know, we're saying that before you get the grant, you were able to start something for yourselves, and maybe you discover a lot of things in it, and you try to apply for the grant, and you got it. Now you, instead of misusing the fund, you were like able to boost your business to the state. All right. What do you do in farming? Is it only fishery? You just said you graduated from the university as a fishery graduate, right? And is it only fishery you do in your farm, or there are other things you do?
Okay. Actually, fisheries, as it is termed, it is a very wide business opportunity in the sense that it involves a lot of processes.
Okay.
And there are different forms of fisheries. You can decide to be into hatchery production where you produce fingerlings for other farmers to raise it to table size. You can involve yourself in processing, preservation, you can engage in marketing. It's a very wide market out there. So it depends on the particular one you want to engage yourself in. So for now, I'm into hatchery. I'm into farm constructions and management, consultancy, and I'm into poultry.
Poultry?
Yeah, I'm into poultry. Yeah, I'm doing well in poultry. And then I'm also into nursery, palm tree nursery. That's a form of recyclation. I make it to be a form of a recyclation so that there will be no waste on my farm. From the excess water that I'm discharging from my outlet, from my ponds after hatchery, I channel those water to my nursery. So from the nursery, the dungs I get from my chicken and my poultry, I use them to manure my nursery. So at the end of the day, you see that the process is dependent on one another, and there's a little bit of reduction in cost. And I also do polyculture in 18 ponds of clarias and tilapia, such that you can be able to raise some table sizes of fishes, and then you can be able to sell them. And then other agric businesses as the case might be.
All right. That's fascinating. All the process, it does not mount on only fisheries. It involves poultry farming and palm tree nursery and so on. Now, we want to know, how far are you gone, maybe in terms of buying and selling of all this product?
Okay. Actually, my company is situated here in TARABA State. My company is Global Fish Affairs Concept. It is located in Angonfulani, Nyabukaka Ward, Jalingo here. Few years back, when I came to Jalingo after my NYC in Kaduna, I discovered that a lot of fish farms were existing in Jalingo, and then after a year or two, most of them became dormant because of one reason or the other, because there was no production anymore. And the demand for fish is a daily thing. The consumption for fish is almost a daily activity. Fish is needed to keep the dietary portion of both human and animals at optimal. It is very essential for the survival of the race. So when I discovered that, I now discovered that there is a very big market gap, but there is a little bit of discouragement in the part of those farmers that actually started earlier on, because most of the people that came to encourage them to start farming here in Jalingo were people that were not actually professionals in the field. Some of them, the constructions were wrong, the process of production, the process of feeding, there was misinformation. I want to make something clear. There's a difference between somebody going into enroll into learning how to raise fish, and then somebody going into the university to spend 5 years to study the entire life of fish and to know the biochemical composition, the water quality parameters, the biological processes that are involved in this thing. If you can remember vividly, naturally, fish are supposed to be in their natural environment. So now we are now trying to bring them into a confined environment, which we call ponds, reservoirs, and others. So what we do is we try to study the biological processes that take place in the natural environment. So those activities that are taking place in those natural environment are the things you're going to try and bring into this artificial environment to try to assimilate it so that there will be a proper adaptation in terms of the quality of water, the feed consumption, the nutrition, which is responsible for their conversion of weight, so that they can now gain weight, so that they can become table size, eatable, and marketable sizes. So there have been a lot of misinformation and misleading in the part of most of the consultants that came to. So when I saw it, I did my best and then went around the few farms I know. And by God's grace, we have been working on a lot of farms. Presently today, I visited more than 3 farms and we are trying to resuscitate them. So there is huge demand and they're already enjoying their market as it is. Some of them, with the information they are getting, they are cutting down the cost of their production by 40–60%. So by the grace of God, it's a very huge market for us here in Taraba, and there's one thing I want us to understand here in Taraba. We have a very stable water. There's what we call pH, water pH, which is responsible for the survival and growth of fish in a confined environment like pool. Our water here in Taraba is very stable. We have a very good pH. The pH range is around 6.8 to at most 8 ppm, which even a fry can survive. So, and we have a lot of water bodies ranging from Karim, Laudonga, Ibi. These are good natural freshwater bodies where we can use diversional canals and then we can raise a lot of fishes that can be even exported and then can generate a lot of revenue for the state with this stable water pH that we have. So it is a very good opportunity and I am looking forward to encourage farmers and then youths like me to go into fish farming so that we can be able to empower ourselves and then reduce our dependency on the government and then increase the internal revenue of Taraba State.
Of course, that's great. And now, you see, you are a graduate, you read fisheries.
Yeah.
And how about those that have not gone to school and maybe they have the passion to engage in fish farming? Now, how can you put it for them in a simpler way to create something for themselves?
That's very good. 4 years back, after my service, back then in Kaduna, I was retained for a casual job with the Ahmadu Bello University College of Agric and Animal Science as a lab technician and then an assistant lecturer for fish farm engineering technology. So during the course of my service there and then my work, there was this program, ESP5 for NMPC. It was anchored by NMPC. That was to encourage youths. So once in a while, they bring us about 300 to 400 youths that are illiterates in the sense that they haven't gotten formal education.
Yeah.
So they bring them in, and then we take like 4 to 6 months to give them the basics of fish farming. Most of these things are practical. When you teach them the practical aspects of it, they can be. Nigerians are very intelligent people. For instance, look at the people in the mechanic village. They haven't gone to school, and let me tell you the truth, some of them are better than the mechanical engineers that graduated from the university. So we have very intelligent youth, especially here in Taraba. So by the time we get the youth here in Taraba to go through a training of fish farming, it's very simple, very specific. It's very easy to understand, and they are very intelligent. They will cope up and they will do it to the maximum potential youth.
That's great. That's great. Now, I know you must have passed a lot of challenges in the whole process. Now, can you tell us how do you go through it?
Actually, it wasn't funny, but when you have a dream, you must always be ready to pay the price. So once in a while, you win, and sometimes you lose. But you keep your dream alive, and then you keep on struggling. It has been a lot of struggle to keep this dream alive and to get Global Fish Affairs to where it is today. I had to do a lot of consultancy, traveling far and near, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kano, Abuja, to consult on people's farm, go to Gesidado farm, do some practical training, go to Lagos, enroll into farm training, apart from my university experience, so that I can go and you just have to update yourself all the time on the new trends of technology that are taking place. What you know today is different from the innovations that are going to occur tomorrow.
Yes.
So you keep yourself updated. So it wasn't an easy move, but with time and endurance and perseverance, I think it's worth it. And I'm very happy today that I am in production and I have passion for it. Just seeing successful production is one of the most happiest things that's ever happened to my life.
All right, thank you very much. You know, there are people I know with this big dream of becoming a young farmer like you, but I know they lack the concept. Now, how do you put it for them? How would they go about the concept you find yourself doing it?
Especially, I will restrict this advice to my fellow youths here in TARABA. They say charity begins at home.
At home, yes.
Yeah. So, to my own fellow youths, I can boldly say that we have a lot of graduates in Taraba that are not working. We've been to a lot of screenings where we see a lot of graduates trying to look for slots, a slot of 30 jobs. We see 5,000 people trying to enroll into the job. So what I want to encourage our youth is they should look within themselves. There's something within everybody. There's something you can do. Just discover your passion. When you discover your passion, work on that passion, develop a dream, and then work towards that dream and it will come to pass. Even though at the beginning it might not be smooth, there might be one challenges or the other, but you just have to stand up and face your challenges and be optimistic that the future is bright.
Of course.
Yeah, so as an entrepreneur, you have to also bear it in your mind that there are risks in business. So you make also plans for contingencies like that in case of any
ups and downs
during your plans and stuff. It shouldn't be a thing that's going to weigh you down. It's part of the business, and then you keep on rolling. When you fall, you rise, and then you move again.
That's great.
So with time, by the grace of God, you'll be able to pick up, and then you find yourself where you're dreaming.
Well, before I go to the next question, viewer, in case you are just tuning in, this is TRADE, our program. This program is mainly for business, market activities, and a lot more. And today, we have invited a great guest, a young entrepreneur, in our studio. We are discussing with him on how we engage ourselves, try to become an entrepreneur ourselves. So it's nobody but Mr. Charles Kade here with us. Well, sir, now you've been in this business, I know, for a quite long time, but perhaps people would like to know, how do you market your products? Maybe the fish, the poultry. How would you go about marketing?
Okay. Fortunately for us, we are in an era of ICT, and then I think 80% of our youths have access to the internet, maybe through Viber, Facebook, WhatsApp. We have a lot of means, and then media like this. A lot of people have access to television in their house, radio and stuff like that. So the way I market my things, first of all, I have the use of stickers and flyers, something like this. Some I use them on people's car,
okay,
and then some behind their phones so that they can help me in marketing.
Okay.
I will carry on the messages of my company. And then I have my website, www.fishaffairs.com, where I update people on all my activities. And then I have a Facebook page that's dedicated for fishery activities, so that where people will have questions or challenges, they can always connect with me, ask any question you want, and then I will get to you. From there, people could order. I have a lot of orders from, and in fact, 4 days back, I had like 3 or 4 orders outside Taraba State for fingerlings. That's just through Facebook, and then they will do their payment on to the company account, and then they just send me their tailor number, and then I supply them. So marketing actually has come of age, such that ICT has come to stay. So I believe that we are people of this generation, and then we can be able to make use of these technologies and then market our product. So one of the tools I use in my marketing is the media, and then especially Facebook, WhatsApp, and lots of them. And like TTV now, a platform that we are making at least is one part of the media.
Okay.
So that's how I market my product. And so far, I have a lot of clients, and through my clients, I still meet a lot of people that are interested in fisheries, and I go on consulting. And their market has been so far good that there have not been the problem of marketability, selling out of my stocks. And we have what we call middlemen.
Okay.
They are very, very important in market. By the time you produce in mass, especially people like us that do mass production, we have people that are attached to the market people that are aware of the restaurants that need stocks. They are aware of market women that normally dry them and then package them for selling and stuff like that. So they come to your farm, and then they buy these things in bulk and then allow you to restock. So I think the middlemen are one of the major form of my customers, where they can be able to come and take stocks in mass.
That's great. And I understand that the whole lot of business idea is all about to grow the economy of a particular society or a state or a nation at large. Now, how do you intend to move the farming business to the next level?
Actually, I have spent most of my time back in Kaduna State where I served, and after getting all the required knowledge I need, I think it's time to come back home and then build my activities back home here. So what I intend to do, I intend to engage a lot of youths that are passionate about fish farming, give them the basic knowledge they need, so that they can also go into production. We will have multiple production, and then before you know it, the government can generate revenues from there, and then there will be reduction in unemployment, poverty, social vices, a lot of things. So what I intend to do for now is I'm trying my best to see how I can begin to pick up youths that are interested in fish farming and then train them in the farming. And I think I'm calling on the government to try and support us so that we can be able to train our youths so that they can go into fish farming, and then they can empower themselves and then reduce dependency on the government and then create more revenue for our state.
Okay, and this business, I know there must be a benefit to it. Can you tell us one benefit you've achieved so far?
Financial freedom. And the fact is that
financial
fisheries
freedom
is the most profitable agricultural business in the whole universe.
Yes.
There's financial freedom, and then you
I like that word, financial freedom. Now, I know there are many youth out there and still suffering from the bondage of finance. Now, what call do you have for them to also have the financial freedom like you?
What I would tell them is, the little they have, they should start from where they are. Fish business is actually capital intensive when you want to go into large scale production. But when you want to go into small scale production, with 50,000 you can be in business.
Yes.
And in 3 months' time, they've harvested it, and then you have your profit. You turn over your profit before you know it. Before a matter of 2 years, you are into mass production. So with the little you have, you can start anywhere. You must not have millions to start fisheries. With your little 50,000, 40,000, you can start with what you have.
Okay.
So my advice for them there is, the little they have in mind, they should put it into production. They should be very patient, manage it, and with time, it will grow.
Yes.
By the grace of God, in a matter of 2 or 3 years, it will become a very large conglomerate.
So the whole thing is all about start.
Yeah.
No matter how little it is,
Yeah.
just start.
Yeah.
That's great. But now, we are in a society that we like finance to start something. Now, this business you're talking about involves financial activity. Now, what advice would you give to some? Maybe to get at least 50,000, as you said, to start something for themselves.
What I would actually say to those that are having little bit of financial issues as to how to start up is there are a lot of youth empowerment program run by the federal government and the state government. Presently, the wife of His Excellency is also empowering women and youth, and the governor himself is also trying his best to see how he can empower youth on entrepreneurship. I think the youth should be able to key into the right information and then should key in with the government and then do the necessary things they need to do. This government is willing to help and empower them in the little way they can. The problem we always have is even when they are supported, some of them don't even actually come and engage in these things. They go and misuse the money. Just recently, Fadama empowered a lot of youths with cash to go and start businesses. We have Fadama. There is Fadama guys. They give you a grant of 1.2, 600,000, some 100,000. So there are a lot of opportunities out there. Presently, there is what we call Win Connect.
Yes.
They should go online. They should apply. There is Bank of Industry. There is Bank of Agriculture. There are a lot of sources of funds. Everywhere. The funds is all around you.
Okay.
It's just about getting the right information and then doing the right thing, and you get it, and then have it in mind that you are passionate about this thing and you want to sincerely do it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Charles. Thanks for coming to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Well, viewers, time is starting to be our enemy at this moment. We are enjoying the discussion quite all right, but I think we would like to draw the curtain to this program. Until next time, we will bring you another new edition of this program. I am your regular presenter, Wilfred Timothy. Thank you.
Yeah.